So in lesson 3 of our function topic, we are going through domain and range. Domain, as a little refresher, is the set of x values in order from least to greatest, no repeats. And range is the set of y values in order from least to greatest, no repeats. So looking at number 1, if we have to identify the domain, I'm going to highlight it in yellow, and that's going to match with all of the x values. And they're not in order for us, so we need to put them in order from least to greatest, and we want to make sure that we do not write a number twice. That is your rule. You write each number once, and you put them in order from least to greatest. So the smallest number I see is -4. And once again, I like to cross things off after I use them. Then we have -3, 0, 2, and 4. And then I'm going to close that set. And now for our range, we are talking about the y values. So I'm putting those in pink. And once again, we're going to put them in order from least to greatest and list no repeats. So the smallest I see there is -4. Then I see 2. Now notice I see 2 +5s. I'm only going to write that +5 one time. And then I see 6. And that's all you're doing for domain and range, okay? You're looking for repeats in terms of just the y's or just the x, remember. The good thing about this table is it is a table that has the x values in order from least to greatest, so we don't have to worry about that. But what we do just want to make sure is that we aren't listing repeats, and it looks to me like there are no repeats, so we're just going to write all of those numbers as our domain. So we have -8, -6, -4, -2, and 0, okay? For our range, we're putting those in order. Remember, when looking at a table, the y values will not necessarily be in order from least to greatest. In fact, it looks to me that they're in order from greatest to least. Once again, I see no repeats, so I will write all of those values, but I'm going to start with the smallest. So I'm going to start with 9, 11, 13, 15, and 18. Okay? I'm going to slide this down looking at a mapping diagram. Mapping diagrams, when we have to find the domain and range from a mapping diagram, our life is really nice and sweet because they already put the x values in order from least to greatest and already got rid of the repeats in the list. And same for the y. What's important to note is you need to know, okay, well, which ones are the input and which ones are the output? So remember, input is your x. Output is your y. So our input, our domain, will be 1, 3, and 5. And our output would be, or will be, -4, 0, 4, and 8. Easy peasy. They're already in order from least to greatest, and because we're doing a mapping diagram, the repeats aren't listed already, so we're good to go. Okay, and the trickiest one, number 4, putting that guy in order from, or finding the domain and range. For me, I find it very helpful to write all of the ordered pairs first. So I'm going to put a dot and write the ordered pair. So that ordered pair is -3, -3. Remember, you talk about the x value where you're traveling right or left first, and then up or down. This next guy is 0. We traveled right or left 0, and then we went down 7. The next one that I'm highlighting is the origin, 0, 0. The next guy is 2, 4. And last but not least, we have 5, 1. Whoops. Okay. And so now when I want to talk about the domain, I'm talking about the x values. So -3, 0, 0, 2, and 5. I want to make sure I put those in order from least to greatest and list no repeats. So -3, there are 2 zeros here, so I'm only going to list that one time. 2 and 5. And then for our range, we're going to look at the y values. We're going to make sure we put those in order from least to greatest and list no repeats. So the smallest value I see is -7. I then see -3. I see 0, 1, and 4. And it is okay that our range has one more value than our domain, or if vice versa, because we understand that some of them could be repeats, and so we're not being redundant in writing them out twice. So hopefully that helped you with domain and range. Just remember, domain is your x values, your input. Range is your y values, your output. And we always want to put our domain and range in order from least to greatest and not to list repeats. Awesome job on our functions. Keep it up, and I can't wait to see where we go next.